Alright, welcome back YouTubers. Today I'm going to make a video about my 1989 Panasonic 5000 BTU air conditioner. This was actually the first vintage air conditioner I bought, going on just about 4 years ago now. When I bought this house, as I mentioned in the previous video, I discovered, being the Cape Cod style that it is, the upstairs gets rather warm in the summer. Even with the central air, there's a fair discrepancy of temperature from upstairs to downstairs. And at a previous place, I'd had a relatively modern Frigidaire 8000 BTU window unit. It was actually just a detached garage slash shop air conditioner, and it worked just fine as far as cooling goes, but it was the loudest air conditioner I've ever experienced in my entire life. Just the fan noise sounded like a tornado coming through your house. It was obnoxious. And being old enough to remember vintage units like the Emerson Quiet Cools and other air conditioners, I said there has to be something better. So did a little research, did a little YouTubing and Googling and whatnot, and kind of came across vintage air conditioners, the classics that I remember. So a little YouTube, little Craigslist, little Facebook, and I found this unit for sale not too far away, and picked it up, installed it after a quick cleaning, and was very, very, very pleased. Almost dumbfounded at how quiet and how smooth it runs by comparison to the modern Chinesium units. There's just absolutely no comparison whatsoever. So I'm going to slide this one out of the case. It is a slide out chassis. Even though it's a 5000 BTU unit, it does slide right out. And just give it a quick inspection and make sure everything's good to go for this year, and then we'll put her back together. Just a couple of points before we actually slide it out. I'll show the control panel. We got standard thermostat, high-low fan, high-low cool, and then regular, which is fan constant run, and then the economy switch, which shuts the fan off when the thermostat is satisfied. This is one of my, I think, my only unit that actually has an economy switch on it. Everything else I have is constant run. Even the Sears View Saver, it does shut the fan off if the room gets cool enough, but it has to get quite a bit below set point before it'll actually shut the fan completely off. So it is kind of interesting that such a small unit will have that feature. Filter slides out the bottom for cleaning. Just a kind of the modern mesh style that you see on the newer units and dehumidifiers and whatnot. And then the grill is held on by a single Allen bolt or screw there at the bottom. So we'll get that loosened and get the grill taken off. Here it is with the grill removed. See the evaporator coils, very nice condition. Here is the data tag. (5000 BTU, 620 watts, EER of 8.0. Date 1989, and made in Malaysia. So even at this point, Panasonic was making their air conditioning units in Malaysia, not Japan. However, from what I've been able to gather, these units have been very well regarded as far as quality goes, and I have no reason to discount that whatsoever. So you can see how it just kind of sits in the chassis. These side plastic wings, believe it or not, are the original vinyl accordions, and they're metal, they're not plastic, which I really, really like. I seriously dislike the plastic side panel wings. They just never seem to stay square over time. That's why you always have kind of the gap on the outside. These are nice and flat, so they sit up nice against the window. And the vinyl is like brand new, and this is original from 1989. I'm rather amazed that it's in that good a condition. So definitely some quality materials that they used back then. Same on this side here, nice and soft. And then these lock in place when you get them in the window, so they won't pull back with vibration or anything, which is also very, very nice. So definitely a very, very good case design. All right, here it is out of the case. So this is the case itself, obviously. You got the open bottom there, just slides on in. Nothing fancy. Did replace the foam on top that seals the top of the air conditioner. I think I did the side foams as well. Most of the foam on these older units pretty much is long since disintegrated. And then usually on the bottom I'll put in some foam, some of that square 1.5 inch air conditioner, like the window foam. There is a little bit of a gap down at the bottom. Underneath the chassis you can see some daylight through there, so I'll usually just stuff some foam in there once it's all put back together. Then we have the chassis itself. There's the electrical control compartment, wiring diagram. The capacitor is below the box and inside there. Here's the compressor. See if you can see the label in there. Hang on a minute. There we go. And being a 5,000 BTU unit, there's only a single row condenser and a single row evaporator. So a lot of room for expansion in this chassis size. And there's your condenser coils. Fan motor, label's hard to read, it's kind of faint. So if I can get her in there. But it's a Matsushita motor as well. That's the 3 pointed stars. That's their symbol. And then the condensate drains from there out of the evaporator coil. And this unit actually does have also a drain plug. And it's, I want to say it's underneath the shroud. It's between the rear shroud and the condenser coils. Kind of right about here on the unit, and it's just a round plastic plug, and that is removed, so it does drain the condensate. I didn't have to drill any extra holes on this unit. It does just fine as it is. And you can see it in there. Oh, I think the fan's in the way. The top here lifts off. It does have a little vent control. Right now it is just unhooked it back there, and then you kind of open up the little vent flap, and then the whole top piece comes off, and then you can look down in there at the evaporator fan motor. And then to hook up the vent fan, there's a little plastic tab that just engages that little door back there. Little hook that snaps in place. So I'll get that here in just a second. All right, got her hooked back together. It's a really small little door. It really doesn't do a whole lot, but most of us don't use them anyway because all they do is just blow your cold air out instead of blowing warm air out and cooling the rest of the air. So Yeah, really not a whole lot of use for there. We'll go ahead and give her a little whirl here, a little low fan. High fan. I don't get any wind noise. I don't have any. I don't have my external mic on. Got a little plug-in mic with a dead cat cover on it that keeps the wind noise down. I'm sure. Right there, I'm sure there was plenty of it. I think it should click on. We'll give the compressor a fire up. This is the first time the compressor's been run since last year. We're starting to build up a little head pressure. They're starting to get cold. As with most rotaries, they take a minute or two when they've been sitting for a while to start chooching good. Yeah, she's getting cold now. Oh, yep, double frost there on the line going in. Just starting to get warm. Just a little bit. I'll let it run for a minute like this, and I'll look at my thermostat, or thermometer, I should say, and I'll stick her in the vent there quick before we put her in the case. Stay tuned. And here's a picture of the microphone that I run with my phone here quite a bit. It's made by Komika. I think I bought it through Amazon not too long ago. But it just plugs into your phone. A little rubber stabilizing clip that just keeps it from spinning around, and then it has both the foam windscreen and the little dead cat cover that goes on it. So it's really nice when you're outside and let's say the wind's blowing or something. It works well. You can turn the mic around either to you as you're narrating or to the front as you're picking up sound. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but it works really well. I'll plug it in and stick it in front of the machine here and see how much of a difference it makes. Alright, I got the mic plugged in. It's currently facing forward, away from me. So we've had our air conditioner running here for a few minutes. I'll put the mic right in front of the wind, see if it makes an improvement. running just about 50 degrees. You can see all of our initial frost is melted off, so we're running with a good charge yet. Compressor's quieted down a little bit. Still has that typical kind of rotary buzz. Never goes away when it's running. It's pretty much, that's about what it sounds like all the time. And then just a little warm air off the condenser. So a lot of condenser area for only 5,000 BTU. That's just low cool. And there's high cool. Alright, I think it's time to put her back in the case and get her in the window. Alright, welcome back. Had to take a little time out for lunch and went out and went with my son and played some tennis. He kicks my butt as usual, but it was a nice day for it. And after I was thoroughly exhausted, got a chance to come home, get a drink of water, and slide the air conditioner into the window after getting it installed back in the case. You can see how well those side panels fit in without any monkey business. Got a little gap down that one. I'll tighten that up. I like these panels for another reason. They don't let any light through. So when you're trying to take a nap or something and you got the air conditioner running, close the shades, and you don't have a bunch of light coming through the side panels like on the light colored replacements. So just kind of a side bonus. So anyway, we'll go ahead and give it a fire up. That's set on low cool on the economy setting, so the fan is not running. We'll just turn her up. Get the vent out of the way here so I'm blowing the foam. And there you have it. That's low cool. You got high cool. It's deceiving how much air it really moves. You wouldn't think it would really move that much, being only 5,000 BTUs, but it really does a nice job. Well, thanks for joining me again on another little air conditioner adventure for my 1989 Panasonic 5000 BTU. Like I said earlier, it's definitely one of my favorite of the collection, just how well it runs and how easy it is to service. It's really a shame they just don't make them like this anymore, and they probably never will, but nobody would pay for them if they had to pay what it would take to build one like this. It'd probably be 3 or 4 or 5 times the price of what you can buy one for today. And you buy them for $100, $125 on sale, and something like this would probably run 500 or 600 by the time you're done with it. So people want cheap, but when you want cheap, you get what you pay for. So I guarantee you, one of the new ones from today won't be running 31 years later as well as this one is. So keep the old ones going. Thanks for watching.